to another hashtag SOMP Saturday. Welcome to SOMP, everyone. From wherever you're joining in the galaxy, thank you for being here. We're stoked to be here. This is Ashton, one of your co-hosts, and I'm joined by the Tim Griesbach. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hello there.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, good to be here. Little time jump. Yesterday was your birthday, so
That's right.
happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
From the past into the future, and like vice versa.
Exactly. Yeah, all across the time-space continuum.
Mhm.
I turned 31. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. I'm feeling it, but it's all right. We're gonna make it.
Are you sad too that you lost the zero? Because I was quite happy about the zero.
Yeah, the zero's fun. The zero's fun. And yeah, I think I am a little bummed about that. Um yeah.
It's probably
So
the best zero.
it is. It's a pretty good zero.
Yeah.
And it was an enjoyable one. I made it count, So here we
Sweet.
are, another year around the
Yes.
sun
Yes.
in our solar system, and we'll just keep on orbiting.
Another standard rotation.
Yes. So cool. Well, yeah, last week we finally got into Tim's master's thesis, talked all things Force theme related. It's been so fun. I haven't, like I said last week, I was going to go down some rabbit holes that you brought up.
Mhm.
Just haven't had time. For anyone who doesn't know, I work for Berklee College of Music as an advisor, and our fall semester just started, and whew, it has been a crazy few weeks. We'll just put it that way. So,
Yes.
yeah.
We are both actually pretty busy because I'm going to move next week. Therefore,
Yeah,
I'm like
that's right.
much happening.
Yes, yes. So it's pretty busy over here in Swamp Land. But we're still doing what we can to be here for you all and to share another week of life with you all. So thank you again for being here. Um, I guess as usual, let's start with our musical experience of the week.
Yeah. You start.
Okay. Um, it's not Star Wars related, but I released another song of mine on Spotify and everything, Apple Music and so forth. So that was pretty fun. I scheduled it to release today on my birthday, just for something a little like, special fun for like birthday vibes.
Since it's a
And
Friday, it's always release day, so that's good.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. It lined up nicely, right? So yeah, that's been fun. I've gotten some pretty positive feedback on it so far. It's kind of like jazzy, kind of like some like hip hop elements to it, but
Okay.
bebop elements to it too. It's kind of
Okay.
an interesting one, but
I need
yeah,
to check it.
yeah,
Sweet.
check it out. Yeah, yeah, everyone check it out. It's called Savannah Demo. It's really the demo. I've had it for
Mhm.
years, but haven't shared it with too many people. So yeah, Savannah Demo under my name. You can also find it in my bio on my link tree on Instagram. So yeah, check it out. It's kind of like supposed to be like a chilly fall evening downtown.
Mhm.
That's kind of
Are you a fall person?
I love fall so
Mhm.
much. Here in Florida, like we don't get much of a fall, but the weather does change ever so slightly, and the lighting changes because we're in a different position.
Angle, right? Yeah.
Yeah, different position around the sun. So it. Yeah, I love fall so much. Starting to watch Harry Potter again, which you know, um, all these legends, man. Um, Rest in peace to Professor McGonagall. Just
Mhm.
happened on my birthday, of course. So yeah, as we talked about, I think last week and the week before, just it's that time where all of these legendary people that we grew up watching and then listening to,
Mhm.
they're getting up there. So yeah, anyway, that's my musical experience of the week.
Sweet. I listened to plenty of music. Thinking about any Star Wars specific music. I played Little Outlaws, which is good
Sweet.
always.
Yeah.
And I finished watching Rebuild the Galaxy.
Sweet. I haven't even
It is
started it yet.
great
Ah,
fun. It is such uh, a good show.
I'm so happy about that.
And yeah, I didn't pay attention too much to the music in episodes 3 and 4.
Okay.
But episode 4 starts pretty dark in general, so
Ooh,
it's very good, like
cool.
captured music wise as well. But it was as it was from the start very fitting, the music. And
Love
yeah,
that.
I didn't check. Let me check that real quick if the soundtrack is already on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Um, I don't know. I know Outlaws is.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it is.
oh, dude, that's so cool. Dang, they are releasing these soundtracks like right away, aren't they?
Yeah, but speaking of, I was posting it on our story, I think, that Disney Music announced Star Wars Lo-Fi Volume 3. I
Oh,
wanted to
cool.
listen to it on my way in the car today, but I couldn't find it, which is confusing. And I
Hmm.
didn't find a date, but it was like 6 days ago posted, and it said out now.
Oh,
I
weird.
don't
Strange.
know. Because I was needed to ask Siri, and she always played Volume 2, and I just said, no, Volume 3, please. All right, I'm playing Star Wars Lo-Fi Volume 2.
Weird. Maybe it was a mistake on their end.
Yeah, possible. I haven't read any comments or anything, but yeah, kind of
Weird.
find it still.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it will be fun, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's just fun in general. Like we are for the Star Wars fan who does enjoy Star Wars, this is a great time to be alive. Like we're getting so
Yes.
much really awesome, fun stuff right now.
Hmm.
So
We have two
yeah,
months to go for a completely new Star Wars show
I
again.
know. I'm very excited about it.
Same.
So
And I think it's a good time to release Star Wars in general, like in the Christmas time, where you have some more time to enjoy and
yeah,
gather and check everything you want. And I liked it when the movies came out in December as well,
yeah,
and
me
they
me
changed it
too.
for the Mando movie again. But somehow it was a nice little touch on it to have it in December.
Yeah, I totally agree. Um, let's talk about some maybe some more like current event stuff. Speaking of that, I
Hmm.
saw the rumors that the Ray movie is on pause right now. Production has stalled. It's
Okay,
it's or delayed, however you want to put that.
from reliable sources or any?
Yeah, from
Okay,
reliable sources. Yeah, no real reasons given. I don't think. I haven't checked that news since like last week, so maybe there's an update for that. But yeah, pretty interesting.
but it
Uh,
was pretty early in general, right?
yeah, it was still in the production phase. Like they're still in the writing phase.
Pre-production, yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I feel like that happens pretty frequently. With like
Hmm.
like Rogue One is an example that was way deep into production, obviously, where they did a ton of reshoots and rewriting
Hmm.
things and whatever. But then they did the same thing for The Rise of Skywalker, where we had the Colin
Yeah.
Trevorrow and concept art and stuff, and then just that gets completely scrapped. So which that's fine. The issue that I have though is when they do all of this but don't change the release date. They keep the same release date.
So they are like pressuring themselves, or
Yes, and
yeah,
and it just there's I know there's a whole like you know executive board meeting room talk about release dates. No, we have to pick the most strategic release
yeah,
date.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like, you guys, how about you just focus on the damn story? Like, let's just not rush this. We all just want our story.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
we want quality and like don't rush this for the trivial date that doesn't matter. It's like trying to, I don't know. What's something that you predict that's like, why are you predicting this? I don't know. Like,
But it could be a budget thing as well because the annual uh economic year is ending in summer or anything. Could be a problem.
could
I
be.
think, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it totally could be like a fiscal kind of thing.
Fiscal year, yeah.
Yeah, it could be, but I
But
just
yeah.
just if you need to push the release date to February, I feel like we haven't had any movie that it releases in February. It's like, do that. Like, just push it out. Don't try to stick with this. I don't know. I have an issue with that in general. Like, talking
Hmm.
about, we're going to release these three films on this date, this date, this date,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we haven't even written the scripts yet for any of them. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
it's pretty odd because in this whole gaming industry, it's just a regular thing to postpone games these days, which is not always good for the fans, but they want to make sure that it's a good game and that it's like working and
right.
everything.
And I think across the board, no fan is upset by that.
Yeah.
I think where the pressure is coming from is those executive like boardroom meetings. And it's like,
Yeah.
you guys get over it. Like, I don't know. I have real beef with that. Um,
Yeah, it's always those like numbers pushing feelings that you have instead
yeah.
of focusing on what's actually important.
Yeah. Like,
But yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I would
Yeah.
be just like a general like work ethic thing. I would be pissed if like I was given this project to work on and you told me to scrap everything and start from scratch, but you still want me to deliver this to you in at the same deadline. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, are you
Mm-hmm.
crazy? Like, or you can just keep what I've already worked on so hard for months. Like,
Mm.
take your pick, dude. Like, that's where I'm at. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. So, not to
They will make it work somehow.
yeah, not to have like
But
a slightly negative tangent.
yeah.
Just like
I
vent session.
I've already seen some non-positive Ray movie memes,
Oh,
which
dude, I
instantly
know.
annoyed me, and I was like,
I know. Ever
the
since
worst part is when it says when Disney gives you the Ray movie and then it says all the fans or anything. I'm like, no, it's
no,
just
dude, yeah, which we talk, if you
yeah,
have been following SOMP for any amount of time, you know our stance on this. Like, enough with the
enough
toxic
of
tox
this.
yeah, the toxic fan base. Like, it's so freaking exhausting. Like, just get over yourself.
Yeah, I'm looking
And
forward to the movie actually,
I am
even though it
too.
was if it was surprising when they announced it because I didn't expect in that timeline to have a movie, which
Yeah.
somehow could feel like an episode 10, but still
Yeah. I
is
mean,
not
it's,
intended to be.
yeah, like it truly could be. I think, because what they've been doing ever so slightly is bringing in pieces of legends, right?
Hmm.
And recanonizing pieces from legends. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in a lot of aspects of like the New Jedi Order book series, like where we have maybe the Yuuzhan Vong come
Oh
into
yeah,
play,
interesting.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh, like how
yeah,
sick would that be, man? Like, that would be
yeah.
crazy. So I don't know. I'm
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 not sure if
pumped.
if I said it on the show, but I'm pretty convinced like that in within the next 5 years we get Mara Jade to be canon.
I would really like that, dude. It would really, like, I have come around to accept Luke and Luke's arc and his portrayal in The Last Jedi. Like, I have, and like all of the, like, I originally did have some issues after I watched The Last Jedi. Like, I'll be honest.
Like many people.
Yeah, and yeah, I wasn't happy with quite a few things. But I have come around to accept those quite a few things. I think the Mara Jade, I think introducing her character into canon would really add some emotional weight
Hmm.
to Luke's arc. in a meaningful way.
Yeah, it would be different from everything what's already written down in any book or comics
mhm.
as well, I think. But
Yeah.
it's just like they did with Thrawn, just
Yep.
picking the essence of the character and like uh, bringing a certain new story to it because it could fit in the timeline where
Totally.
Luke is struggling and is trying stuff and is, probably lonely.
Hmm.
And then he's trying trying to go down a path which was not supposed to be, or
Yeah.
I don't know, but it could fit in their timeline between episode 6 and 7 or 8.
Yeah. It
It
would
makes way
be.
more sense after the destruction of the second Death Star.
Yeah. 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 Totally. So yeah, man. I mean, I trust them. I trust Lucasfilm. I trust Jon
Yeah,
Favreau
totally.
and Filoni. Like, I trust what they're
Yeah,
doing. Like so far, I've enjoyed pretty much everything.
yeah,
So
sweet. By the
yeah.
way, have you seen Ray's Mara Jade version
No.
from Ray Kenix? It's so good.
Oh wait. Yes. Yes. I have. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I just like yeah, like just the image just like
Mm-hmm.
came back to my head. Yes. Yeah, dude. She's just crushing it in general.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
and Ray's really good in um, getting the essence of the character and
Hmm.
representing that in very strong images and very,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Absolutely.
like about her from day one. I started following her.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, yeah. Well, sick. So, yeah, we have a couple of Q&As to get through. Just a couple, like literally three. So, let's tackle those really quick. And
Yes.
yeah, honestly, I think this is a sign that we can just kind of open up Q&As more frequently, like maybe bi-weekly and just kind of that can be a segment on the show. Um, I guess first, before we dive into that, those three Q&As, um, coming up, we have a few topics that we'll be going over. One topic that I'm particularly excited about is finally getting into some of the themes from the Acolyte that we
Mm-hmm.
haven't talked about yet.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those being the Boonta tree. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and there's a
Did you
couple of
reach out to colleagues about this clicking sound?
no, not yet, not yet. I still need to
Okay.
do that. It's on my list for whenever I have time to like actually start doing my homework on these things. It's on my list.
I
Um,
could ask Dan as well. Just came into my mind.
oh yeah, actually, yeah.
He could know as well.
I'm sure Dan would know. Let's just do that.
Yeah. I'm not sure
Cool.
if he watched it already, but I might ask him.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. Um, or if he hasn't, that would be a fun incentive.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so yeah. Anyway, there's that. I will eventually also get into the rabbit holes that we talked about last week with like key
Mm-hmm.
signatures and stuff, and I just kind of want to revisit the Force theme. Um, we'll revisit that. A couple of things here. I'm getting my list pulled up.
I will try to in the next weeks to gather some more tracks from what we mentioned in the show to have it in playlists to post on our feed
Yeah, cool.
because it's a good accompaniment. If that's not a term, it's a good thing to have to listen to when you're not always sure of which tune we are talking, and we cannot play
Hmm.
them always because of legal reasons. But yeah,
Right.
I want to do it, but I need some time and some free headspace to do it and to re-dive into episodes and to
Hmm.
make it work. But I want to do it. It's a good thing for
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about. There's this. I mean, everyone knows the fight with Luke and Vader on Death Star 2 in
Hmm.
in like the main room there and like the voices that are there and the connection between that and Yoda's death a few scenes earlier.
Mm.
There's like a connection between those that me and Brandon is his name. He's a Darth Maul cosplayer. We've been kind of kind of chatting about that. So
Hmm.
want to chat about that too soon. Again, just once I'm out of this fall semester like enrollment period and have some free time to like do homework again. Lots of stuff on
Hmm.
the list. I won't keep going, but that's just like a couple of things that are down the line.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
we might pick up on the idea of doing episode by episode wise our favorite like themes, or aside from the main favorite, everyone's favorite motifs and themes from each movie. I like
yeah.
the idea.
So
Could be a side
basically,
quest on a regular episode or a full episode. We will find out when we do them. But
yeah,
yeah.
I think I love this idea because that means we get to do 10 episodes in a row on the Phantom Menace. So
You heard
I'm
it,
I'm
everyone.
excited.
Brace yourself, buckle
Yeah.
up, get some. Uh, wanted to find a name for any T mentioned in Star Wars, but I could not find T.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure
It
there's
is
tea.
probably mentioned. Yeah, it's somewhere in Clone Wars or Rebels or
Grab some Jawa juice.
yeah,
You'll need
Jawa
it.
juice.
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet. So should we jive? That's good.
Yes.
Dive into the into the few Q&A answers we had. By the way, if you want to still send us some ideas, just do it.
Do it.
Always feel free to pitch ideas for what you want to hear on the show. If you want
Yeah.
to have any thoughts from us, any small opinions from two guys just talking about their favorite Star Wars thing, feel free to pitch it.
Yeah.
Always.
Totally. Yeah, and we'll do, we'll do more frequent, Q&A things on Instagram because I know that's
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty accessible and easy to like,
Yeah.
throw that in there. So yeah, cool. Well, let's start with our first question. This is from Tony over at Star Wars Sith 66. Tony's question is, did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And I don't
It's
know,
a story the Jedi would not tell, right? Is it?
that's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
I don't know. You could insert the old pun here to say no because the Acolyte season 2 was not in production, but we won't do that.
Yeah.
So I've read the book
Nice.
and I did not finish it for some reason, so I have to start it all over again and read it. But
Yeah.
it's a fun legend, I
Yeah.
heard.
It's a tragedy. It's a
Yeah.
tragedy legend. Yeah. Well, hope that answers your question, Tony. Thank you for your question. Um, next question. This is from JT Lovecraft. His question is the origin of y'all's music background. Where did it begin? So this is fun.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting.
yeah,
Should I start?
sure.
So I started learning the piano in third grade, and then when I got older and was in sixth grade, I was going to a school where we had a focus on music, so extra music lessons and some lessons where everyone in the class played their instrument to have a like class orchestra. And as you can imagine, there were many people playing piano, so I wanted to have something new. And suddenly the saxophone popped up somehow, and I started learning it. And then after 1 year, luckily actually for me, my first saxophone teacher, he moved to Brazil, and I had to find a new teacher. And this one was pretty good for me because he was really pushing me and um, nudging me into directions, which led to plenty of learning jazz music and playing in big bands and jazz ensembles, and slowly finding my way into studying saxophone or music, which was not always the plan, but which now led to a good path I'm pretty happy with. So my So yeah, in my bachelor and master, I had a pretty broad uh or a variety of genres and any styles and any approaches to music, which I liked pretty much because I in general have a broad or like to have a broad understanding of music to pick elements out which I like and implement in my music. So yeah, that's my music origin story. Feels
Sweet.
like
Yeah.
in those comic series.
Yeah, dude. Um, okay. Well, yeah, mine's, kind of similar. Honestly, growing up, like the thing that was always there, like my music tastes obviously changed with the seasons, if you will. I went through like um a heavy metal phase, like a super, super
Interesting.
dark heavy metal phase.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I still have there's a very soft place in my heart for heavy metal. So went through that phase for a while. Also went through a surfing phase though for a while. So it was like all like
Sweet.
Vampire Weekend and Jack Johnson
And surf rock?
and surf rock type of stuff,
Ding ding ding
and
ding
like,
ding 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 ding
yeah,
ding
like
ding.
Beach Boys, like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever.
Interesting. Have you been
Yeah,
doing it in general lifestyle or outfit wise as well?
I did. I did. I grew my hair out to my shoulders
Oh yeah.
and I had beautiful, luscious, curly hair. So, um,
Sweet.
might share that out of context on our story later for everyone to be confused out of their mind. Um, so there's that, but
Mhm.
and then other stuff too, whatever. So, but what's always been there is the Star Wars soundtracks
Yeah.
that never went away. Which is so fascinating because like as a genre, it's kind of like, oh, like that's interesting to be in the mix with like heavy metal and so forth, which is actually, oh my gosh, I forgot to write this down. I just reminded myself of a topic that
Oh yeah, I
that
keep talking because I forgot to say that obviously Star Wars music was a big part of my musical journey, even though I didn't play it and just consumed it.
right.
But I remember being on a trip on a vacation with my little Discman and listening to the OT full soundtrack on the road, and it was pretty fun. And it educated me pretty much, even though I
Yeah.
wasn't like rarely in an orchestra playing because the saxophone was invented pretty late, and I had some opportunities to play in an orchestra, but yeah, I
Yeah, man.
just got
I
into
mean,
this music through this.
right. And like the same kind of thing, like, for people who like played video games growing up, or like
Yeah.
whenever you hear the Zelda soundtrack, it's like
Hmm.
it just there's just such a powerful nostalgia that comes with that. And the reason why we're all here is, you know, the music of like Harry Potter or Star Wars or whatever.
Hmm.
It's just, it we grew up with it. Like it's so formative for us, for everyone, musicians or not. And so yeah, like it's always been there. And
The
then
whisper.
and then in high school is whenever I really started playing trumpet like more. I started in middle school, but
Hmm.
really went ham in high school and like made first chair and like was the band captain and like all this kind of stuff, and did musical theater in my senior year, and um played in like pit orchestras and stuff. So like just like really went, okay, like I'm just going all in on this musician thing. So
Hmm.
then I went to school for music, and that's where it got, because I went to school for jazz studies, so I went
Hmm.
deep into that, and that's where
Hmm.
I started writing music and
Hmm.
arranging. It was mostly jazz stuff and like big band stuff and that kind of thing. But once again, the sounds that John Williams produced were still there and still intrigued me and still
Hmm.
confused me, and um, so then after college. I've just kind of continued doing that, continued playing and continued trying to compose more and like study scores more like
Mm-hmm.
intentionally, and here I am. So that's really kind of
Sweet,
the snowball effect. Yeah.
sweet. So it's always pretty interesting. Is I said that in our episode with Dan, but that film music or film scores can give another level of understanding music or compared with the image, which could be too abstract when you only have the music.
Hmm.
Like when
Exactly.
you listen to Sacre du Printemps, it hits different, and when compared to when you listen to John Williams and Star Wars and seeing all these odd creatures. But it's
Right.
somehow the same approach of music, just added to a different layer, different level, and then you have a different, or for most people, any connection in general,
Hmm.
which is pretty good, I think.
No, totally. Totally. And that's what's so magical is like these sounds that people love and are connected with so much. They are like musically really out there and like like people who are non-musicians are enjoying like atonal,
Mm-hmm.
dissonant, crazy
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
like that is just so cool, just like
Mm-hmm.
so unique. Yeah, it's a really unique phenomenon. So yeah,
Yeah. Plus,
cool.
plus the impact of John Williams' jazz approaches in his early years is
Hmm.
always like noticeable in his scores,
Hmm.
which I like very much because it's a good addition to what you can do with an orchestra.
Hmm.
Not only voicing or sound wise, but we mentioned this before, the kicks he's implementing or any like jazz approach that is not usually in an orchestra score.
Right. A fine addition to John Williams' collection, if you will. Yeah,
Sweet.
man.
Do we
Cool.
have another Q&A
We do. We have our
answer?
third one from a dear friend of mine, probably SOMP fan number one, my friend Charlie. Um, Charlie's asking us for our favorite gadget slash tech, excluding droids and sabers. So our favorite technology in Star Wars, or our favorite gadget in Star Wars. That's
Connected
in
to sound? No, just in
anything,
general.
anything. Yeah, that's not a
Oh,
droid and
oh,
not connected to sabers.
I should have prepared better for this because there's a bunch.
Yeah,
Like an obvious choice would be a Piproid.
no droids,
Oh, it's a droid, right? Right, it's a droid.
no droids, no sabers.
So hyper spanners and all the stuff, hydro
Anything,
spanners, power
anything.
couplings. Let me think. So I really like the gadget that Obi-Wan Qui-Gon used to breathe underwater,
Oh,
which is
that's a good
standard
one, dude.
Jedi repertoire thing.
Oh, that's
And
such
he
a good
used
one.
this in episode three again, but that's a very useful one actually.
Yes, dude, that is a good one. Oh man. Oh,
There's so much more, talking from the heads-up displays in X-wings and the uh the cable rifle cannons from episode one, jetpacks,
mhm.
but this device is a pretty unique one somehow, and it's not too far from reality actually, because in this whole diving section there are some similar techs these days, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I guess mine. I've been torn. That one totally mixed me up. Because I love that one. I forgot about that one. I guess my favorite one that I was going to go with was holograms. So
Oh
just
yeah,
like
okay,
just like
yeah,
our
okay.
SOMP logo, like I
Like the
just
device you hold on your hand in your palm.
so so I mean that of course like the handheld projector of course is like awesome, but like just the hologram itself.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Yeah,
love it so
totally.
much. The visual, the
Totally.
sounds of it, which is why, that whenever our logo came in, I was like, oh my God, like it was just like a dream come true kind of situation. Like, like just
Big shout out
so,
to Robert
yeah,
again. Yeah.
like Robert's magic. And like, it's just, he nailed it,
Hmm.
and like, like, when it's it, and like this was it,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
yeah, that was going to be my top pick was just holograms in Star Wars.
Hmm.
So yeah, huge shout
There's
out to
so
Robert.
much tech actually to think about, which could be favorites because all those devices, which tech is having in the bad batch or anything to slice
Hmm.
is pretty cool. What do we else? What
Like
else do we have?
hyperspace engines, like that's
Yes,
cool.
yes,
That's a
yes.
that's a big deal, right?
And those wrist rockets or
Yeah,
or flamethrowers from the wrist are pretty, you know,
yeah,
it's a weapon, not a gadget, but you can use it to like roast uh bantha meat or I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, and Charlie didn't say we couldn't talk about weapons, just sabers.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
yeah, like, so yeah, I mean, like deflector shields, like,
Oh
so like I
yes.
really love deflector shields, which
Hmm.
destroyer droids are known for, implementing those,
Yes.
but not, not the droid. We should have a whole droids episode, honestly, but
Hmm.
yeah, just, the deflector shields, that is really cool.
Like portable shields in general.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool.
Like
Yeah.
the gun shields, like
Hmm.
I think we talked about that recently, like the sounds that makes and stuff. Like, oh yeah.
Ooh, this sound
So
actually. Ooh.
yeah, the seismic charges, like that's a
Oh
cool
yeah,
gadget
yeah,
or whatever you
totally.
want to. Yeah. So yeah, that's our Q&As. That was it.
Yes, I will
Cool.
come up with more favorite gadgets or techs, I think.
I know, what a fun topic to think about,
Yes,
and fun
yes,
exclusions as well. It has to, makes you have to like really dig in. So
yeah.
thanks for that, Charlie.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right, that's it for this week, right?
Yeah, that's it.
We'll be back next week on some Saturday. Stay tuned, everyone, on some 80.5. As always, we request your feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear. Hit us a message, send us a message on Instagram or on hellothere.somp@gmail.com. You can send us voice messages if you want. And yeah, if you like our podcast and know people that might like it as well, feel free to recommend it. And if you see me this weekend, you won't probably hear it when you. But anyways, I have stickers for some stickers for you guys. Let us know if you want some. I can send to you within Europe.
Yes.
And until next week.
May the force be with you.